Hello, people who are not me, and welcome back to Custom Robo. I am Sire Goku. In the last video, we started this LP, which I hope you guys enjoy this new way that I'm trying things out. I actually got this idea from while watching Opaque Flake's current playthrough of Final Fantasy II, which is trying to go through this LP without doing any without reading the text on screen, because I don't really think I need to do that in order to make an LP interesting. Plus, I don't want to kill my voice doing voice acting in this game, because there's a lot of despite this game technically not being an RPG, it's very text-heavy, so there's a lot of talking involved, and I don't think I can do the characters' voices justice, so from now on, I'm just not gonna read the text that's on screen. I think it's just easier if you guys... I'll leave the text on screen for long enough for you to be able to read it. And this way it gives me more time to explain what I'm doing as opposed to focusing on the text on screen. But anyway, in the last part, we started off this game and found out we are a character that wants to be a commander, which is someone that controls custom robos, which are little robots that we use to fight. It's kind of like minicons in Transformers in a way. But we got this job with Steel Hearts with our friend Harry over here, and there's these guys here trying to rob this bank, and so we have to help the police fight them off because the police apparently suck at their job. Does my insurance... Yes, I guess your insurance covers this. I don't know. See, we all had to pay our own medical bills. Oh, looks like this guy didn't do too hot. I got it. Yes, that's very important. You want to make sure that you don't use your pod or bombs when you're next to it, because it can damage you in the process there. And we got a new Robo type that we're dealing with. This is the Metal Ape. Metal Apes are very defensive-based, and are kind of strong with their attacks, but they're slow, so this is why this is the bomb tutorial battle, because you can easily just get around them by hiding behind walls and using bombs, which is something I used in the first battle, but I figured since the game's going to be explaining how pods and bombs work with each... I figured I would just let the game do the explanation for me. Anyway, as I mentioned before, as soon as you land, just mash buttons. Another thing you can easily do, with this particular model that you're fighting against, because of the speed advantage that you have over it, you can very easily just kind of stay away and just use bombs. Again, that's why this is the bomb tutorial fight. A very good strategy you can use is when an enemy is knocked over, you can drop bombs on them or use your pod while they're down. That way they don't have enough time to recover. Another fast way is what I always like to do is whenever your enemy has 100 HP or less, just use a dash with the X button, because your dash attack always does 100 points of damage. So that makes things go by a lot quicker. And of course, right there, another guy falls over and fails at his job. Well, I've been using the... Harry, if I haven't been using the A button to jump, I probably wouldn't have gotten this far. Not to be a jerk. But yeah, this is explaining the air dash, which is something that you should probably have figured out right from the start. It's a bit weird. I think they're kind of doing the tutorials a little out of order here, because this should have been the first thing we hear about, is being able to jump and dash. So, jump and crash, got it. So yeah, that basically right there is the best strategy in this entire game. Not even gonna lie. Because your dash attack will very easily knock your opponent over, giving you plenty of time to do some extra damage. Again, we still are in the basic arena. So, this match is going, okay, use the dash attack. Jump and crash, as Harry said. Another thing you might want to try doing is when you're launching, try to aim... what am I trying to say here? Try to aim where your opponent is landing. That way, if you break out of your pod first, you have plenty of time to do damage. I suggest if you do that, use a dash attack. If you try to use a bomb right away, it's just going to damage you. It's just going to damage you as well. So don't use bombs and pods when you're right next to somebody. If you're right next to someone, just use the dash. Now the thing about the dash is there is a slight cooldown time when you use it. It's not that long, but it's long enough that you have to wait at least a whole second before you have to do it, before you get a chance to use it again. So don't spam it too much unless you know you can get away with it. Kind of like that. Just get them in a corner and then either lock them in a corner with a bomb or use your normal attack and then dash at them. Because if they dodge your first attack, they're not going to be able to dodge your second dash. Yep. Hold on a second. Yep, sorry about that. Thought my cell phone was ringing, but then nobody responded when I talked to them, so... Anyway, as I was mentioning before, you have dashing. Dashing does tons of damage, so use that to your advantage. But now for winning that battle, we get Twin Flank Pod F. Now finally going to a parts generator will... Going to the parts generator will actually mean something. Still need some work, I did pretty dang well. Yeah, now the game's gonna tell you about the parts generator. Every time you get a new part, go over to that little machine in the corner so you can equip it. Or at least have it available to you. So once you come over here to the parts generator and press A, I now have the Twin Flank Pod F, which we can... Now we can finally do the game's namesake and customize our Robo when we get the chance. And this is explaining how the beginning of the fights work is the faster you... When the battle is starting, aim the cannon, and when you land, you just mash all 4 face buttons as fast as you can to break out as fast as possible. And I love how Harry just kind of quickly recaps everything by saying random words like that. And we got yet another new model. The Metal Bear model. So, like the last one, he's gonna be strong and have heavy defense, but not very much speed. But he does have his new gun that fires in 3 directions, making it kinda difficult to avoid. But we can deal with him. He's not that difficult. But now we can actually customize our robot. If I can find where that piece was. It's here somewhere. I know I have one. Oh, I think it was a pod. Yes, here we go. Twin Flank F. And actually, it's really, really good. Compared to all the standard equipment's just average. Everything's at 3. So it's pretty powerful. This is actually pretty good. The only thing that's slightly different about it is the homing is 1 less than the original. But I think it shoots 2... well, is it worth it? Yeah, it actually, I think it is a little bit better. So we're gonna equip that just for the sake of having a new piece of equipment on ourselves. And I would have just checked the... I would have checked the map, but it's still the same map as usual, so... Anyway, this is our new pod, the Twin Flank, which is a lot faster than the other pod that we had before. But don't get too overzealous with this because this model type is fairly strong and it takes a while to knock him over. And as you can see, he hits a lot harder, so the best thing I can say about this is try to keep your distance from him for a little bit. Because his basic strategy is going to be trying to just pummel you to death, because he does a lot of damage real quick. He's just kind of, well, not really fast, but he can knock you down in about 3 hits, as opposed to you, which takes, if you're not dashing, it takes about 6 to 12 to knock an opponent over. Because it takes about 6 or so hits to do 1 point of damage to If you didn't notice, there's those 3 squares up there, like I mentioned before. You have to deplete those 3 squares above the opponent's HP meter to knock them over. And the fastest way to do that is just to use a dash attack. The thing with that type of Robo that we were fighting is their attack is really powerful, so they can do 1 block of damage with 1 hit. So they'll knock you over pretty easily if you're not careful. And that's all the enemies. Ah! And we got a whole bunch of new parts to use too, so hooray. Oh, snap. Damn. Wait, if he's not a good bounty hunter, why would he be a good police officer? That doesn't make sense. I don't like studying either, Harry. Screw you too, buddy. I love these choices here. Your brother?
Oh no, that was clearly a woman. And as much as I like to be funny with this...
No, that's Harry's sister. Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, we kind of haven't given myself a name yet. Wow, Harry, you have no faith in me. What a jerk. Oh, well, thank you, Linda. Screw you, Harry. You have your own Robo. You lost. Jesus, Harry. And now we can finally give our character a name. I'll use my real name. Why not? Nice to meet you too, Linda. Hey, we did our job. Where's our paycheck? Wait, does Ray 0 want my paycheck? Because I kind of can't live on just having a robot. Yeah, it's a little late for that, Harry. I already explained the parts generator. Yep, so this is the RPG element of this game. For every battle you win, you get your reward is getting new parts, and every time you... But you can't use the parts until you go to the generator and actually, pick them up. So it kind of has an RPG aspect to them, or this kind of has an RPG aspect, where you don't gain levels, but your experience earns you more parts to use to customize your Robo with. Hence the name of the game. Well, it's a game, so yes, they are gonna sit and wait. Yeah, good thing too. So you're not gonna miss out on a specific part if you neglect to check the parts generator. Oh yeah, that is something I completely forgot. You do have an option to practice what parts you have equipped. That way you know what they do before you use them. And you can always check the glossary and do a quick recap on what we did, and so on and so forth. Hooray! Plus, we also kind of want to go to the parts generator and get my new 3-way gun! And that's the first thing I'm gonna do, is equip my 3-way gun, because the basic gun, The basic gun's okay, but the 3-way gun has the same attack power and 1 more speed and 1 more rapid, and more homing, so it's better in every possible way than the basic gun. Huzzah! I do have to edit a few things because of that call that happened earlier, so I can make this part a little longer. Ah, I can see that. Yeah, they kind of explained that already. Calm down, it's just something we already learned the first time. Okay, so basically the game's just saying, watch your opponent. This is why they give you the option to check your opponent's equipment, because then you can see what that is while they're using it, and say, like, hey, when I beat you, if I liked what you used, I will use that same equipment myself. It's also the whole point of being able to customize robots. So again, it's kind of like Transformers with minicons and all that stuff, just better. Let's see. I know you're busy picking stuff up. Government funded, huh? Interesting. Yes, I have. Oh, okay. You didn't really tell us too much new information, buddy. Yep, and you got the 5 parts there. So yeah, it sounds more complicated than it really is. Don't worry too much about it. It's basically, in RPG terms, it's basically the same as just standard equipment. So yeah. Oh yeah, and that's another thing, that explains why whenever your opponent was losing, they would fall over. You're kind of pseudo-connected to... Yeah, so that's how this game's universe explains how you control robots. You do a dive, which is basically connecting your brain with your Robo. So that's why whenever people lose, they fall over, because they're feeling the same pain as their Robo is. So it's kind of like Pokemon in a way, but not quite. That seems kind of dangerous. Okay, and that's how the arenas are brought up too. So the Holosseums are visions created by the people that are fighting each other. That's interesting to think about. And you're apparently just born with the ability to create a Holosseum on your own or not. Okay then. But even if you can't create your own Holosseum, you can just use pre-made ones. Okay, that's cool. I kind of wish this was a real-life thing. It would be fun as hell. Alright, so we basically got all the information we need here. Oh no, I haven't talked to everyone quite yet. No, I talked to you already. Who else haven't I talked to? Oh, you, I think. No, I talked to you. Oh, is it you? No, I talked to you already. Who haven't I talked to? Who haven't I talked to yet? Is it you? I think I talked to everybody, Harry. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, this guy. My bad. I feel dumb. So have I talked to everybody yet? I have a feeling I have. Oh, you. Okay, and he's gonna explain more about parts generators. Strategies and tips, and different guns have different ranges, short, medium to long, so on and so forth. And I believe that's everybody now. Huzzah! Yes, there we go. Yes, let's go. I apologize if this is going to be slightly shorter. I kind of got interrupted by a cell phone call there, but yeah, now that we got the basics of battle out of the way and everything, I think that's a good stopping point. So thank you guys for watching. On the next part, and next time on Custom Robo, we're just going to go back to Steel Hearts and tell Ernest that everything went well and we got ourselves a Robo out of it too. So see you guys then.